from Basic Camp Dan. No adventures this weekend, just hanging out around the house, doing some chores. Was going to take my kayak out this weekend, but here in St. Louis, the water levels are super high, flood level. And if you're in a kayak, you don't want to risk it. So I decided to stay here, do some errands. In my previous video, I stated that my Nemo Tensor, my air mattress, wasn't holding air. And so what I tried to do was try to figure out where the hole was. So what I did was I visually inspected it. I probably spent a good 2 hours inspecting it. I didn't find any holes. And then on top of that, I did a submerged test where you put it underwater. And I didn't really find anything, so I contacted Nemo customer service. I contacted them a couple days ago just to say like, hey, I bought this, I tried to find the holes. I don't know if something's defective, so it might be the valve. So I'm going to go ahead and send this in. So I did get a return authorization from Nemo. So the cool thing about you buy more expensive gear like this Nemo Tensor, which is the insulated version. Cool thing is about this is whenever you have any issues, you can go to customer service, you can send it back. So that's what I'm doing today. Is just getting it ready, and that's one thing that I like with Nemo and just good brands is they have a good customer service. And for me, like, I'm very appreciative, so whenever I do contact them, I am always super nice, just because they're going above and beyond. They don't have to warranty their gear, but they're choosing to. So I always recommend if you do reach out, you reach out and you be nice to them, because they're standing behind their gear, and that's what we're going to do today. I got some bubble wrap, so I'm going to kind of show you how I get ready to send my gear off to get repaired. So the first thing I like to do is I just do like a spot clean. I do keep my mattresses and all my gear pretty clean, but since I'm getting ready to send it in, and since coronavirus is still a thing, I always like to clean. So what I do is I just kind of do a spot clean. So I use just some biodegradable camp soap. It's non-detergent. I never recommend using detergent, which is like Dawn or any dish soap, like regular dish soap, because a lot of times they have detergents and that will wear down your gear, that will dry out your plastics. Sometimes it can even just deform things, and so that's why I always like to just do like a regular soap. This is just regular camp soap. It's just Poland's, Winnipeg, Canada. And so what I do is I just put a little bit in some warm water, just a little bit. You don't need a lot. This is just to kind of help break down any of the gunk and some of the bacteria, and it doesn't take a lot. And so what I am going to do is I'm just going to kind of just do a quick wipe around places like right here, anything. Just kind of just go through it, see if you see any spots, just because you don't want to send something dirty in. That's just, it's just being respectful. So I'm just going to go through it, just check for any gunk, just do quick wipes, and then a lot of times on the bottom you'll kind of have some dirt, so do some quick wipes if you see anything. Just kind of wipe it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want it just be ready for the repair person to start working on it. And then after I get the soap, then I'm going to rinse off the soap just because the soap is going to leave a residue, so I always go back and try to wipe some of that soap off. Go through, wipe it off, and that way, like, you just kind of go through, just wipe it off, and then once you have this clean, I'm going to let this hang out for a few minutes, dry it up, and then I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll show you like the proper way to wrap this up, which is, it's not hard, but you do want to, when you do pack up stuff, you do kind of want to make it in a way, just because this is super fragile, so you don't want to get damaged in transit. So I mean, you would be worse off, so you want to protect your investment here. So next step is to get this packed up properly. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then we're going to come back and then we'll get this packed up. And rolling up a mattress, I always find it a lot easier to do it on the ground, just because a lot of times you have to use your knees to kind of get some air out. So I always find that, and so first thing I'm going to do, since I'm getting ready to pack it, is I'm going to take this valve out. This has two valves. This has a blow valve and then a release valve. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to let all the air out. Since I got a little dust right there, go ahead and knock that off. That's good. I'm actually not going to be folding this up to hike, so I'm just going to fold it kind of just in a non-traditional way, just so it best fits in that box. I got some bubble wrap. You always want to protect what you're shipping, so I went ahead and just bought some bubble wrap. Go ahead and take off this, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm just going to use make sure it's all covered. I mean, mostly you're just doing this to protect it from scratches, and then I'm going to go ahead and just run some tape over it, just to make sure that it stays and then this will just fit nicely in here, and then I'm going to do a readme, and then also they said in the notes, let's see, pull up my Gmail. So I'm going to put my RA number, which is your return authorization. So RA 27703, That's going to go in there. And then I'm also going to do it on the box. RA27703. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get this all taped up. Ready to send over to Nemo. So I'm just going to write Nemo on it just so I see that, and then I'm just like, oh, I got to send this in, so I'm going to get this sent in. And hopefully soon I'll have my air mattress fixed and ready to roll for some spring backpacking, but I do have a backup. But this is definitely by far my favorite, most comfortable. I sleep like an angel on this. But yeah, I'm going to drop this off, and I do have extra videos coming up next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next week. I don't know if I'm going to do just kind of a tarp cowboy camp with a big bonfire, or get my kayak out. I would like to get my kayak out, but it just depends on the water levels. Everything's flooded, rivers are closed. It's just not safe to be out, but yeah, if you like this video, thumbs up. I appreciate it. I do recommend that if you want to get into camping, just put the money in and buy better gear. It does cost a little bit more up front, but you're investing into your enjoyment of the experience. So sometimes when you're camping, you can't put a price on getting a good night's sleep sometimes, and that's what this is. And yeah, appreciate you tuning in. See you next week with a full adventure. I'll keep that top secret, but yeah, thanks for tuning in again, and have a good weekend, everybody.